Alright, by request, I was asked to check out two characters I really don't know, but they like me to learn new characters, so I'm down with that. Kingdom Hearts Sora versus Pit. Kingdom Hearts versus Kid Icarus? I've never heard of Kid Icarus. So I've heard of Kingdom Hearts. I played it a little bit, but I had some friends that played it a whole lot more than I did. So I don't know much of Kingdom Hearts outside of like the Disney characters in there. So I'm at a middle ground here. Actually, I'll choose, what's the name again? Sora, just because I know Kingdom Hearts a little bit. But hey, this is why a lot of people want me to react and see what these death battles with new characters I don't know, because now I get to learn. And these characters have been around for a while. I just was busy with other things when these characters were famous. So let's see here. Let's learn. I'm going to go with Sora and go from there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll put the original video in the description.
If the fate of the universe is at stake, the last person you should trust to save it is a naive teenager with magical weapons they don't understand. But everybody does it anyway.
Like Sora, the Keyblade-wielding savior of Kingdom Hearts.
And Pit, the angel warrior from Kid Icarus.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Ready for death battle.
Once upon a time, there was a small child full
now.
of promise named Sora.
And he lived on the one and only Destiny Island. Sora and his friends Riku and Kairi grew up honing their athletic skills by playing sports with Final Fantasy characters who don't judge Sora's fashion choices. Wait a minute, what the hell are Final Fantasy characters doing there?
A hint of things
I didn't know
to come.
Final Fantasy
For the longest time, the residents of
Disney
Destiny
characters. I didn't
Island
know
lived
Final
a peaceful
Fantasy as
life,
well.
but it wasn't long until a soulless embodiment of evil would invade the island. This was the Heartless.
But the arrival of these creepy crawlers wasn't the only surprise. Alongside the darkness came light in the form of a Keyblade, which is the key to fixing everything. Super subtle.
This Keyblade in particular was known as the Kingdom Key, and was drawn to Sora thanks to his pure heart. With the Kingdom Key, Sora had the means to combat the Heartless.
By unlocking doors?
Well, yes, the Keyblade can get past almost any lock out there. But despite not having a long, sharp edge, it's a surprisingly deadly sword.
It's a key, it's a sword, and it's also a wand. Sora can use it to cast all sorts of magic spells like a wizard. He can even shoot a laser beam all the way to the moon.
Unfortunately, despite his newfound weapon, the Heartless were overwhelming. The darkness washed over Destiny Island, and just like that, it was gone.
But thanks to cosmic reasons, Sora wound up face to face with Goofy and Donald Duck. Yep, he ended up in the most magical place on Earth, Disney.
If you're
I
confused,
wonder how much money
don't
it costs
worry.
to
You are not
collab with Final
hallucinating.
Fantasy and
Somehow,
Disney characters in their video
in
game.
some way, this impossibility
Unless they're the same
exists.
company who made
Turns
Kingdom
out,
Hearts.
while Goofy and Donald have been lovable cartoons for decades, they're also world-hopping warriors.
Oh my god, this is the best thing ever!
From then on, Sora teamed up with his new friends to lock the doors to the Hearts of Worlds, saving them from the Heartless grip.
And he wasn't even old enough to get a driver's license.
While Sora may not have been strong enough to save Destiny Island, he quickly learned an enormous amount of talents perfect for beating back the darkness.
Including some genuine ass-kicking magic, like shooting fireballs, freezing baddies with blizzards, smiting with lightning, and more.
He can reflect projectiles, manipulate time, magnetize objects, and even alter gravity.
He's got a bunch of other magic attacks, but my favorite is Ragnarok, which fires a bunch of homing energy beams. And I guess he's got some magic abilities that don't involve beating monsters up, which I think is pretty lame, but Wiz insists we talk about it.
Thanks to the Kingdom Key sword, he can use spells which remove negative effects.
That's cool to have
including
Donald
curing his
Duck,
own
Goofy, and
wounds.
them help you in
He
the
can also
battle.
glide like Peter Pan
Oh,
and
Peter
teleport
Pan?
like Figment.
I still don't know if we should call it a sword, but Sora can make it even better with keychains. They can even transform the whole Keyblade into more powerful versions with way more badass names, like Oathkeeper.
With all these abilities, Sora battled the Heartless and took the fight to the man who discovered them, Xehanort. He even defeated Xehanort's Heartless and his nobody.
Oh, that's kinda harsh, Wiz. Why are you calling him a nobody? He's definitely somebody.
No, see, a nobody is a somebody without a heart, but a Heartless isn't a somebody
Oh,
or a
look at
nobody,
him.
though they may have been a somebody
Tarzan.
filled with anger, like Scar from The Lion King.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
I'm a somebody that's really, really confused.
But to
a
save
kid,
all
as a guy who
worlds,
grew up
Sora
with this as
found
a
he
kid,
had to
it's
be
cool to see
insanely
them in a
strong,
video game.
fast, and tough.
He's speedy enough to run up a building and quick enough to dodge magic lightning.
Not just magic lightning, real legitimate lightning from the
So
sky.
did Disney
a feat
make this
which could
Kingdom
only
Hearts
take
game,
mere
or was it a
milliseconds.
collab or whatever
Sora put
studio
all
this
that
was?
speed to good use once
Because
by
to have Final
perfectly
Fantasy
blocking
and
hundreds of
Disney
lasers
together,
from
very
damn near
interesting.
every angle in just a few
I don't
seconds.
think Disney owns
So
Final
it's safe to
Fantasy.
say he's no slouch.
As for his strength, not only has he cut through giant building-like structures with ease, he's launched them as projectiles. Though gravity is in flux here, a building this size normally weighs around 100,000 pounds.
He's held back 2 of Cerberus's heads and went toe-to-toe with Hercules. You know, the demigod who threw
Wow,
a giant
why can't
rock
he help
monster
you?
into space.
Instead of
Although
fighting
this
them.
Titan's shape is too inconsistent to scale, by treating him as a series of cones made of granite, we can estimate his weight as over 1,600 tons.
That's like throwing 200 T-Rexes into the sky. So yeah, Herc is really, really strong, and Sora can take a hit from him, no problem.
Honestly, Sora's ability to take a hit might be one of his strongest
Actually,
characteristics.
speaking of Hercules,
He
I wonder if he
survived the
actually
jaws
gonna
of
be the villain in
Cerberus,
this horror
ancient
movie.
Chinese dragons, being shot by a musket, and, hell, the fires of Hades.
But he isn't without his downfalls. While he's strong in his own right, he relies a lot on his friends. Like, all the goddamn time.
He can't even enter his fancy drive forms, which boost his power and give him an extra Keyblade, without help from Goofy and Donald. So in a broad scope, he's fairly limited on his own.
No big deal, though. Luckily for Sora, most locks only need 1 key.
Uh-huh. I'm not sure if that was profound, or just stupid.
You're stupid.
The heart may be weak, and sometimes it may even give in. But I've learned that deep down there's a light that never goes out.
Alright, let's see this kid Icarus. I
Let
have
us
no
return
idea.
to the distant past, to an
Like, outside of
age
seeing
long
a cover
ago,
of him,
when
I've
gods
never
and man lived together
Seen this
in
person in
harmony.
action.
How long ago was this?
25 years ago.
What?
Anyway, the kingdom of Angel Land was ruled by 2 goddesses. Palutena, the goddess of light, and Medusa, the goddess of darkness.
Who pretty much treated everyone like crap by turning people into statues and destroying their crops.
My cabbages!
But hey, what'd you expect from a being who holds the title Goddess of Darkness? She's just doing her job.
Angered by these misdeeds, Palutena transformed Medusa into an ugly, one-eyed, parcel-tongued monster and banished her
That's
to
a
the
creepy
dark
looking face.
underworld.
Talk about throwing shade. Long story short, Medusa waged war with Palutena, who summoned the greatest hero Angel Land has ever known. Hit!
My arrows will stop that Apicus Maximus.
No, definitely not that one. This one.
Hang on. Greatest hero ever? More like his mom needs to drop him off at elementary school.
Don't let looks fool you. Pitt may seem young, but he is the captain of the Icarus army, keepers of the peace and personal guards to Lady Palutena herself.
Wait, you're telling me this Cupid-looking kid is the captain of an army? Well, at least he can fly with those wings. All right, that's pretty cool.
Actually, he can't.
What? Look, he's flying right there.
Well, Pitt may have superhuman abilities, but he can't actually fly on his own. Thankfully, Palutena regularly grants him mystic wings, which do allow flight, though they can only exist for up to 5 minutes. After that, they burst into flame, sending
That
Pitt
stinks.
careening to a horrible end.
Holy shit. So the captain of an angel army doesn't have his own working angel wings. That's
Alright,
what
I'm
you're
about to
telling
say,
me?
that's a...
Yeah, it's a little
That could be a
strange,
weakness.
but don't try to bring it up. He's a bit touchy on the subject.
Anyway, Pitt managed to defeat Medusa, and everyone lived happily ever after. Just kidding, Medusa
This
came
games
back
are that
25
old?
years later, looking better than ever, by the way. And this time, Hades came along to mess things up too.
As captain of the Icarus army,
they know how to
Pitt
make
has
these
some
villains
extensive
creepy looking.
training under his belt. How else would all these soldiers save Palutena from a sudden invasion of vegetables?
Right. But what's a soldier without his weapons? Pitt's got a huge arsenal of weaponry.
He's well known for his archery skills and shows it off with his trusty weapon of choice, the Palutena bow.
This bow uses awesome laser arrows that can actually be guided by Pitt.
Oh,
and if his
Link.
enemies get close,
So they're in
Pitt
the
can
same
split
universe?
the bow into 2 short blades
That's
for
interesting.
quick, deadly slices. Now that's a practical weapon.
He is highly skilled with several classes of weapons. His arsenal has been imbued with the strength and power of the gods, making humans incapable of wielding them.
These range from orbitars, like floaty shoulder cannons that can also block attacks, to blades, cannons, claws, hammers,
What
staves,
system was
gloves,
this game
and
on? Was it only
weaponized
Nintendo?
tattoos.
That's probably why I didn't know much about it, because I'm not a Nintendo player.
Anyway, all these weapons
Not in a
were
long
forged
time.
by Mentos, the god of forge.
So maybe I
Dentos.
missed it.
Dentos, the fresh maker. And the guy who also crafted Pitt's ultimate weapons, the 3 sacred
I
treasures.
just don't remember
Hidden
this
away
at
in
all.
3 sealed caskets, the sacred treasures consist of Angel Land's mightiest
Seeing
weapons,
Link there
which can
probably
only be
is a
used by the
Nintendo
most
only
heroic
game.
and worthy of heroes.
And I only know a
The
few
mirror
of them, like
shield
Mario
reflects
Kart Party,
projectiles.
stuff like that,
The
Zelda.
wings of Pegasus give Pitt unrestricted
Metroid,
flight and improved
which I'm shocked
speed.
there's not another
And
Metroid
the
Prime
Arrow
out
of
yet.
Light is the ultimate weapon of the gods that can murder basically anything.
The Arrow of Light is absolutely the deadliest weapon in Pitt's arsenal, and increases in power based on Pitt's own health and strength. And when all 3 treasures come together, Pitt is granted the legendary Silver Armor.
You tapping into my stash of booze, Wiz? That's not silver, it's gold.
Well, colors are different in heaven, I guess.
Weird. Well, Pitt's learned several abilities throughout his adventures, like healing, dropping mines, and making his arrows invisible. And all of his skills came in handy. Not only did he defeat Medusa, but he's taken on alien pirates, a space kraken, and the god of death, Thanatos.
At one point, when Thanatos attacked a village, he launched a large boulder which Pitt obliterated so
Pitt.
thoroughly it was completely
Pitt, same thing.
pulverized in midair.
Wait a minute. How are those Trojan horse Star Wars walkie thingies not tipping over?
Focus, Boomstick. Pulverization is defined as reducing an object to dust, which certainly applies here. To determine the force necessary to do so, we first need the size of that boulder. For that, we'll compare the boulder to those pillars.
Oh, here comes the math. Strap on your pocket protectors, nerds.
Thanatos, when standing near to Pitt, appears to be about 11 feet 6 inches tall. By comparing his height to the pillars, we've determined them to be 18 feet tall. By comparing that to the boulder, it's clear it has a diameter of 115 inches. To pulverize a stone this large, Pitt's strike must have outputted energy equal to nearly 1,600 pounds of TNT.
Damn, little angel kid can dish it out.
Pitt's also incredibly quick. He was able to maneuver, react, and fly from the top of these clouds to the lunar sanctum in less than 40 seconds. Despite looking like one, that's no moon. It's a space station, orbiting the Earth at a similar altitude to the International Space Station. The average distance from the ISS to the highest cloud layers is about 242 miles, meaning Pitt must have flown around 21,600 miles per hour.
That's Mach 28. Suck it, Starman.
Not only that, Pitt dodged a laser which covered this distance in a fraction of a second, most likely moving a little over 90 million miles per hour.
Oh my god, that not moon thing really is the Death Star.
With Pitt's superhuman durability, he's tanked hits from gods and taken falls that would turn any normal man into,
An
Look at
angel?
that face.
well,
Yeah,
a
they
dead
know how
man,
to
yes.
make their
In his final
villains,
duel with Hades, the god of
I wonder
thunder,
what kids
Pitt
felt
took a
when, that
devastating
game
blow
first
that
came
sent him
out.
plummeting at least
'Cause this game was
2,000
old enough
feet.
for me.
Given Pitt's weight, the impact of that fall
Fine! This Hades guy can cut through giant diamond spires, so a hit from him could be as powerful as nearly 30 tons of TNT.
Of course, while Pitt may be formidable, he's not perfect. He has been tricked into losing fights multiple times, and often relies on assistance from his godly allies.
But this kick-ass angel isn't afraid to charge headfirst into a fight, even with his wings on fire.
In the name of the goddess Palutena, defender of all that is good, those who hide in the darkness will be made to face the light.
Alright.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end
It'll be
this
funny
debate
if
once and for
Pitt's
all.
wings
But
is
first,
his
let's talk
downfall,
about
and he
sliced
loses because he
vegetables
can't
and
fly
got
no
me
more and he
craving
falls
some
right into a
heavenly
trap.
food.
Let's see.
Yahweh! Go get him, pal!
Yeah, I'm about to say, but with them not helping, and as much as they
What he
said he
said?
needs their help a lot of
So,
times in the
whose
game,
rear am I kicking this
that could be
time?
his downfall. We'll see.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Take this!
7 years. Okay.
I've
I was
seen
about to say I was
candles that are scarier
expecting
than you.
better animation, but it makes sense from 7 years ago. Dang.
Let's take this to the next level.
Hey, fight back.
Whoa! You can teleport? Mind blown. Let's see what you think of this. Whoa! Close shave.
Dang. Hitting him with that.
Stop! Force!
Something tells me this is the final blow right here. Oh, what happened? His wings? Oh. Wait, let me go back. What happened? Actually, no. Hold on.
Time to end this! You said it!
Dang! Would it be in, you know, a kid Disney game? I thought it would be as violent.
Boy, Sora!
Dang.
KO!
Well, I'm gonna go back. What was? I thought his wings gave out like I was talking about before. But I think that was a move Sora did.
Force!
Oh, okay. I get it.
Attaboy, Sora!
And he did it without his buddy's help.
KO!
Youch! That's one way to fly too close to the Sora, sun. Pit may have had the advantage in flight and experience, but he couldn't beat Sora's strength, toughness, and speed.
Pit may have dodged a laser moving 90 million miles per hour, but Sora's reaction speed was quick enough to dodge natural lightning. A lightning bolt's return stroke, which constitutes the bright flash, moves at around 220 million miles per hour, over twice as fast as Pit.
That, combined with his teleporting and time manipulation powers, meant Sora was just too quick for Pit to land very many big hits. Plus, when Sora shot that Keyblade beam to the moon, it took 1 second flat.
That's 1.28 times the speed of light, much faster than anything Pit's reacted to
Yeah.
before. Of course, Pit did have enough weapons to keep Sora busy, but Sora's impressive and wide-ranging magical arsenal provided multiple counters for pretty much anything Pit threw at him, including superior healing techniques.
Hey, remember that building Sora cut through? Slicing it up like Swiss cheese was impressive enough, but this building was completely made of stone from top to bottom, and Sora cut through 7 at once!
These buildings may have been composed of a modest stone like granite, which has a minimum shearing strength of 14 megapascals. In comparison to Sora's height, each building was about 23 feet tall. By measuring Sora's largest slash and the distance cut through all 7 buildings, we can determine Sora's striking energy to equal, at minimum, 78 tons of TNT.
That's way more than Pit's boulder pulverizing feat. No wonder this guy beat Herc.
Speaking of which, let's compare some of the strongest beings Sora and Pit have taken hits from. The amount of energy needed for Hercules to throw that rock titan into space had to have been around 24 megatons of TNT, whereas Hades strikes were equivalent to only 30 tons at best.
So Pit had never
Only.
survived anything close to Sora's strongest attacks. Just by numbers alone, Sora's strength, speed,
Like, that
and
ain't
durability
strong,
just
too, but I
outclassed
understand why you
Pit.
said that.
And the Keyblade by itself had a way more impressive track record than any of Pit's weapons. You might say it was the key to this fight. And when we pit them together, one of them was bound to be a Sora loser.
The winner is Sora.
Alright.
Thanks for watching. Check out the...
Shout out to Death Battles. I'll put the original video in the description below. But yeah, I did learn something because like I said, Kid Icarus, it obviously was a game that was released when I was a kid. I don't remember anything of that game. Kingdom Hearts I knew for the most part because outside of its advertising, you know, growing up watching Cartoon Network, Disney Channel and all that stuff, you see a lot of Kingdom Hearts commercials. And then on top of that, my friends had it, so I saw a little bit. But Pit, I was looking at the thumbnail, I was like, who is that? But hey, I learned something. It makes me want to check out too, like when did the game first come out? I'm gonna check that out because I'm born in 1990, so I wonder is that because it showed a Game Boy looking version of the game, and I don't know if that was the 80s or 90s. I gotta research that because usually that will stick in my head and I'll think about it all day till I get the answer. So I'm gonna figure that out. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Who else should I look at? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you.